Hey guys, welcome back to another GTA 6 leak of the week. My name is Saintsfan, and cringy intro aside, that's what it sort of feels like. Every week we're getting a new GTA 6 leak, and honestly, I'm all for it because we all know Rockstar are going to take their sweet old time giving us information, so this is what we have to go on. And honestly, today's leak isn't necessarily a leak. It gives us more details about the game. More specifically, the graphics. As the title says, GTA 6 is aiming to be photorealistic. And in today's video, we're going to be going over sort of where this is coming from. And we're actually going to take a look at some examples as to what GTA 6 might end up looking like. Now, before we get into that, actually, I wanted to showcase this real quick. I don't think it's anything major, but in about 2 weeks, I think August 24th is when Gamescom starts. Take-Two is actually attending. Now, we all know Rockstar, they don't like to announce things at big gaming conferences. But then again, we're sort of dealing with a new Rockstar. A lot of the head people actually left Rockstar, so maybe there's a chance we get something at Gamescom. Who knows? Probably not, but I figured I would just mention it just in case. If anyone is curious, I'll definitely be keeping my eye out on this, but it's probably nothing. Now, the main point of this video, the graphics talk, this is actually coming from FunMW2. You can see this was his giant post on the GTA forums. He is a very reputable person, very reputable leaker in the GTA Online community. So this isn't just some random person making this up. But starting his post, he says an ex-Rockstar developer mentioned to a friend, probably to him, that GTA 6 will be very much into photorealism. He says that's about the only hint he could give since it's very obvious and common sense, which to be fair, it is kind of the case. But some specifics, and he goes into detail here. GTA 5 on the new consoles with that expanded and enhanced, it uses Rockstar's new graphics pipeline / architecture, which is also what Red Dead Redemption 2 uses. And I mean, we all know how beautiful Red Dead Redemption 2 is. But Red Dead Redemption 2 was, I guess, the first iteration. And look, I don't know half of the like SGA. I don't know what that exactly means. But Red Dead Redemption 2 was like the first version, I'm guessing. And then GTA 5 on the new consoles is the second version. And in that second version, only on the GTA 5 PS5 edition and the Xbox Series X, ray tracing options are actually included. But it's not exactly full ray tracing. It's only targeting shadows and lighting. There's a lot that goes into like being fully ray traced. One of those options is ray traced ambient occlusion, and it is actually found in the PS5 version if you dig through the game files, but it's disabled, more than likely because of the heavy performance hit. And to put that into perspective a little bit, Battlefield 2042, a recent game, it only supports ray trace ambient occlusion on the PC. More than likely because people who have PCs, their hardware is just significantly better than the consoles. Mainly because a console costs what, $400-ish? Most people PCs cost like $3,000. So there's a big difference in hardware between console and PC. Now specifically, actually, we're going to take a look at some examples here of Battlefield 42 with the ray tracing, just so you can get an idea if you don't know what all these words mean. So the biggest notice, if we take a look at this crane, the underside of it, and normally this is with ray trace off, this is what it looks like. You can see the lighting isn't exactly precise. This whole underbelly of the crane is lit up, but that shouldn't happen realistically because the light is sort of like above it. And if we just drag this slider over, you can see when we turn the ray tracing on, it looks a lot more realistic. It looks like it should. It should be dark. There should be shadows here because there's not light. And mainly ray tracing is a lot of little things like that just overall make the game better. I mean, just going back and forth. Some stuff is more noticeable than others, but a lot of the times it's just things that you don't really notice that it makes a difference. And maybe a good part is in this general area, you can see actually on the little door handle, with it off, there's no shadow. With it, there is a shadow. Again, minor thing, but a lot of that stuff does add up. Here is another example, and just, going back, you'd almost sort of see there's not really that big of a difference. Mainly up at the top left, up in this area, you can see, of course, with ray tracing off, it looks a lot brighter. with it on, it's a lot darker in some of the areas. But to put it into perspective in an actual Rockstar game, now this isn't ray tracing, but it does show ambient occlusion with it on versus with it off. This was an issue apparently 3 years ago in Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC. People were having performance issues, and the top part here, this is with ambient occlusion. It was causing a bunch of problems though, I think, so Rockstar turned it off, and that's what we got in the bottom picture. Now, of course, it looks terrible in the bottom picture, so people complained. Rockstar eventually put it back to normal, but this just shows what the difference could be with ambient occlusion and without. And this isn't even with the ray tracing, so with the ray tracing, it'd probably be even better. And actually going back to the post, finishing it up, he does mention that Red Dead Redemption 2 picture that I just said, but finishing it up here at the end, he says GTA Expanded Enhance, it supports the ray trace shadows, which is sort of what we've seen in the game. They're not the greatest, but okay. It also supports the ambient occlusion, although that is disabled on consoles. The only other two, I guess, ray trace options that Rockstar have to support are ray trace global illumination, like he says, and ray trace reflections, which is what Lumen of the Unreal Engine 5 is about. And we'll take a look at what the Lumen he's talking about is. To end it though, GTA 6, he says, will highly likely feature these two features, and we're more than likely going to get the full ray trace experience. Although that ambient occlusion being disabled on the consoles, maybe that's the only question if they go all the way. Like, I'm sure it'll be an option on PC, but it'll be interesting to see if the consoles can handle like the world size of GTA 6 with full ray tracing. Realistically, the only other comparison is Cyberpunk 2077, and that game with ray tracing had a bunch of issues on consoles, so hopefully Rockstar can do a better job than that. So like I said, this isn't necessarily a leak, but it is very interesting that, according to him, an ex-Rockstar developer who probably knows people at Rockstar and knows sort of the inner workings at Rockstar, he is saying that they're trying to achieve the photorealistic graphics you see in other games, and that's partly because of ray tracing. And he mentioned Lumen in the Unreal Engine, and we're going to take a look at a couple of pictures from the Unreal Engine. And all these pictures I'm going to show you guys are literally like, they're not real. So if Rockstar can achieve something like what we're seeing, GTA 6 is going to be insane. And I'm not going to go specifically too much into the details of ray tracing and the Lumen aspect of Unreal Engine. If you want, Google it. You can figure it out yourself. A quick little paragraph summary of it. I found it on this website. It's literally the first result on Google. Unreal Engine 5, Lumen versus ray tracing. Lumen is based on ray tracing, although it's more optimized. It's a hybrid form of it to allow for more widespread adoption. So people don't need $1,000 GPUs to get, access to it. And going back to the Lumen page, again, these pictures are from the Unreal Engine. They're not from real life. So if GTA 6, imagine your apartment in GTA 6 looks similar to this. This is photorealistic. Now, I doubt GTA 6 is going to have, caverns or whatever, but I guess you can get another idea of what this Lumen, the ray tracing, would look like. And you can actually see this in the demo of the Matrix game that came out like a couple months ago. It's not perfect, but again, something similar is probably what we're going to see for GTA 6. And this is just a little nighttime shot. I guess this little interior shot, not of the Matrix game, but here you can see a car. Like, this literally looks like real life, but it's not. And I'll actually just end this video with some of the gameplay that I recorded from that Matrix demo on the PC. Again, it's not perfect. There are some problems with it, but the fact that GTA 6 is probably going to look similar to this, that is very exciting. And again, at the beginning, I said this isn't necessarily a leak. It's just sort of confirming concepts we thought, if that makes sense. But yeah, GTA 6 being photorealistic is pretty awesome. Now, I guess we just have to wait for that freaking trailer to come out so we can get an idea of what the game will actually look like. And hopefully that's not too far away. But as always, if more GTA 6 info, any leaks or anything comes out, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys up to date. So hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.